Sheldon, what went into sticking, I guess, with the forward lines that you ended last game with, rather than continuing on maybe with the experimental new alignment?
Well, I just felt obviously we had a good comeback the other day, so the spirit behind those changes was very good and had great response to it. So that's part of it. But obviously, it's no secret that this is our optimal look for me. We tried something different, and we will continue with that throughout the remainder of the season at different times. But this is our optimal look. We're going to go into a set here against the same opponent back to back, and we want to get off to a good start on that. So all those things combined, you just thought it made a lot of sense to go back to our optimal look.
What's the outlook for Jake Muzzin moving forward here?
He's going to take a bit of a step back here now with the breakup coming. He was not going to be available to play in either of these games, so it just made sense to do that. So, they're going to continue to monitor him and work with him, and hopes to ramp things up again as we get back from the break, and perhaps even throughout the break in his case.
Next up, we'll go to Lance Hornby, Toronto Sun. Go ahead, Lance.
Sheldon, just wonder if you could comment on the challenges you have coming up as the taxi squad dissolves in the next couple of days. And obviously some players on the Marlies that need a look. You do have the break coming up, but just wondering how you're dealing with all those challenges.
I haven't thought about it very much, to be honest. Kyle and management will sort through that in terms of how it affects the roster. Our roster lineup has been pretty set by the salary cap. So there hasn't been a lot of decisions for me to make, or really any decisions for that matter for me to make for the last little while, basically since Mikheyev has returned. Our roster's been pretty set, Marner's return and all of that. So, we go with the guys that we have, the guys that are healthy and available, and, as needed and as allowable, we'll make adjustments and give other guys opportunities, be that be Richie or Clifford, in this case, or as you mentioned, there's a group of guys down with the Marlies that have done a good job with us when coming up too.
Thank you.
Next up, we'll go to Mark Zielinski, Toronto Star. Go ahead, Mark.
Hi, Sheldon. The team's really good on the face-off dot this year. I'm wondering, and I don't know, but I'm wondering if Manny is helping that along. He was a really good face-off guy when he played. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I think, Manny has been a great asset for us, in that sense of talking with guys and working with guys before and after practice and whatnot. But reality is, Matthews and Tavares in particular have been very strong face-off guys, the last number of years. Tavares through most of his career, and Matthews, as he's established himself in the league, has been extremely strong there. Obviously, we know Spez's strength as a right shot option for us and balances it out good for those type of face-offs. And then the addition of David Camp, I think, has been significant as well. So he just gives us another really good face-off option there. So there's no real drop on any of our lines for any of our face-off guys. So I think we've been able to maintain a high level line over line. And then the big piece, I think, where Manny's really come in and done a good job for us is this season there's been a lot more focus for him on not so much even the actual dropping of the puck, but how we play as a team going into the face-off and after the puck is dropped. And I think we've seen a huge jump there with little details and habits on our face-off that have allowed our wingers to help out a lot more, to come up with a lot more 50-50 pucks that maybe in the past have gone the other way to the opponent. So all those things combined have got us in a really good spot.
One last thing, special teams on both sides, power play, penalty kill, you're right up there, if not on the league lead, right near it. Can you talk about it in the same way behind the scenes, what your staff and yourself are doing to maintain that consistency? Yeah,
just continue to work at it every day. Obviously, with the arrival of Dean Chenault and Spencer Carberry and with Manny Malhotra being back here for a second year and that much more comfortable with our team, and he's continuing to assist on both sides of that in addition to the face-off pieces. And but Dean and Spencer have done a terrific job outlining a plan early in the season, staying with that, refining it as needed, preparing our team for each opponent. Obviously, this season and this schedule, more like a normal season with the number of opponents you're playing. It's pretty relentless in terms of preparation, and those guys stay on top of it as good as anybody. Chemistry of our staff has been tremendous. Workload, the way that it's been spread out, and you include Steve Briere and Jordan Bean and Sam Kim on the side of it, on the video side of it, excuse me, and TJ Miller and his assistants. All those things combined have really helped our staff flow very well this season when it comes to our workload, and been really happy with it.
Next up, we'll go to Terry Cochet, Toronto Sun. Go ahead, Terry.
Hey, good morning, Sheldon. What do you see in a doubles team that hasn't won a lot of hockey games lately, coming in 2 wins in their past 10 and 4 losses in a row?
I see a lot of speed and a lot of skill. I see a team that's in some ways reflects what we saw with the Detroit team, in terms of if you're not ready to play and you're not competing and you're not sound defensively or taking care of the puck, that they've got guys that are going to come alive, are going to carry the play, and they're going to give themselves a chance to win that way. It's going to be on us to establish our game, stress their defense and their goaltending, and make them have to defend. That's really our message going into it. But we're trying to build upon the third period that we had the other night in Detroit, and that showed what we're capable of as a team. So we need to get back to that right away here. This is unique in a season like this, when compared to last season, of course, where you're playing the teams multiple times all throughout the season. We've got this little set right here, 2-game set just before the All-Star break. It's a really good chance for us to get back to playing a complete game, and that's our focus.
Thanks, Sheldon.
We'll take 2 more here. We'll go to Luke Fox, Sportsnet. Go ahead, Luke.
Hi, Sheldon. Just following up on Jake, how concerned are you? Like, what's your level of concern? Because it seemed like he was trending in the right direction there for a bit.
I mean, I wouldn't put it any higher or lower than any player that has a head injury. The recovery takes time in a lot of cases. The fact that he was able to do so much work and all of that leading up to this last little bit, like I said, with the breakup coming, it's been a little easier to pull back. So I guess I would say my concern level is right where it should be, in terms of anytime a player has a head injury, the concern is significant, but I believe he's on the right track, and medical team's on top of it, and we're going to do all we can to give him the best care possible, and when he's ready to play, we'll welcome him back.
In retrospect, are you surprised that a concussion spotter didn't pull him from that game in St. Louis?
That's not my department. It's not something I've thought about, no.
Okay.
And the last one here, we'll go to Kevin McGran, Toronto Star. Go ahead, Kevin.
Hey, Sheldon, just really sort of in general terms here, I wonder if you think the first part of the season has gone more or less the way you'd hoped, as well as you could have hoped, and where you'd like to amp up things for the team in the second half of the season.
Well, I'm really excited with where we're at and what we've done here. I mean, we're as you say, we're going to play the mid-season game here tonight, and we're playing .700 hockey with lots of room to grow, and that's very exciting.